Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're not new here, what's up, bestie? And today, my name is going to be Drake because I'm feeling a little mediocre.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
So, if you don't know, I did a poll on my community tab, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe and click that bell, and join the community, because if you go to the community tab, I put polls out before I put out videos, and I let you guys vote on what you want to see. So, yeah, it's a win-win. You get to see what you want to see, and I get to record something and not have to pick out of my list of 1,000 things. But I did a poll on which video you guys want to see next, and the one that won was female artists are carrying the industry. So, let's dive in. Before we dive in, I got this cute Aggretsuko plushie. I know this has nothing to do with the video, but like, you guys, wasn't this a good buy? And it was on clearance. It was in GameStop. So like, check the clearance bins. If you ever like somewhere, clearance bins be having some good stuff. So I went to see Rina Sawayama live. You can hear more about that on my Concert Critic channel. That will be linked in the description below. And honestly, it was an awesome experience. I had a wonderful time. But after, going to that concert, I then went home, was watching YouTube videos, and a video came up. And this video was very interesting. This video was Jack Harlow performing live. So Jack Harlow, if you don't know who he is, he's the internet's boyfriend, as people be saying. White boy, curly hair. But these videos of Jack Harlow performing live was all over the internet. And so then that got me thinking, have I ever really seen a male performer, at least in modern day, really performing? At least I really had to think about that. Like, have I really seen them actually putting in effort and putting in a good performance? So I decided to sit down and actually answer that question. And I started doing a little bit of research, clickety-clacking, doing my thing. And what I found was that out of at least all of the modern male artists, 90% of them are garbage when it comes to performing. When it comes to music, I would say about 50 are garbage. And when I say garbage, I'm speaking on the fact of a few different things. They don't dance and or have dancers. They don't switch up their songs, meaning they don't change the melodies in the middle of them performing certain songs or their famous songs. Or they also don't add remixes or do something special with it. Do a little breakdown with the drums or having their band to do something special with it. I'm moving the microphone a little bit closer. I don't know if that's what I should do right now, but they don't wear anything sickening. When I say wearing anything sickening, I mean they're not really wearing outfits that have me oh my gosh, that looks so awesome, or that looks cool, or I would like to wear that, or that looks nice. I'm usually just seeing them up there dressed like they just woke up off the tour bus and walked on stage, or they put on a t-shirt and pants and throw on a bulletproof vest on top of it, that's supposed to be elevating the outfit. You're basically just there. You paid all this money to sit in the stadium and watch that person stand and rap the same way you would just sit and watch them or listen to them in your car on YouTube or on Apple Music or Spotify. That's it. Now, before a lot of y'all get ahead of yourselves and start attacking me, I'm not saying all male artists are like this. There are quite a few exceptions, such as Bruno Mars. Bruno does a very good job with his dancing. He's an amazing dancer, and I'm not saying everybody has to be an amazing dancer, but I mean, you gotta do something. I'm gonna get into that later in this video. But Bruno's a good dancer. He has himself dancing. He has dancers with him. He also does a great job with his outfits. And I know a lot of masculine guys that are like, oh, well, what are we supposed to wear? Honestly, Bruno Mars, a great example. He is a person that wears these nice clothes that you could tell he, bought them off the masculine rack or whatever you feel. And he makes them look nice on stage. He does a very good job in selecting his style, or he has a very good stylist. And when he's on stage performing, it looks like the outfits are very light and free, but at the same time, they look very nice. They look like something that I would actually be like, where did you get that from? Who did this? Who got that? And I would literally be on my phone looking it up. And of course, we already know Bruno Mars has the vocals. I mean, we've been new. Another male artist that does pretty good is The Weeknd. Honestly, The Weeknd does pretty good with his outfits and vocals. I'm gonna be honest. His vocals are amazing. He does those melodies, those remixes. He does all that. And as far as his outfits, I feel like he dresses, even though a lot of it's just suits, he does a very good job in changing it up and changing up the look, even if it's like a whole story with the bandages and stuff. Then you have Usher, of course, with the dancing and vocals. Older icons like Michael Jackson with the dancing and vocals and the outfits. I'm gonna be honest with you, I loved his outfits. And then you have like somebody now, like Chris Brown. You know, he is a very good dancer and he has some good vocals. Don't cancel me. This is me just stating facts. But out of every 15 male artists that you can find, there's probably only one out of that bunch that is actually good. Let's be real. Whether it be their music, their performances, or their personality. As we see, personality does matter. I mean, look at DaBaby right now. But regardless of how talented or not a lot of these guys can be, I see that they all receive like tons of love and attention. They could, like, no matter what they do, they're always called the GOAT. They're always told that they're amazing. They're always told that they're like the best to ever do it. They're always saying, oh, that's my dude, that's my dog. I always see all these thousands of tweets and comments, and I'm looking like, really? That's interesting to see millions of y'all really just like hyping people up. And not even just the fans, I'm talking about also just like the internet in general and awards. I'm so gagged at how many awards some of these male artists get, and they're just like so mediocre. But a more interesting thing that I also see is that a lot of these guys that are lifting up these male artists, especially the mediocre ones, they're putting down female artists. They'll take the time out of their day to go and attack a woman on the internet for no reason, but then lift up somebody that snored on a fucking beat for 1 minute and 45 seconds and say that he's the GOAT.
I can't believe that there are people that would do something like this. It's so sick and twisted.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to look for your fucking sanity. Like, I've seen you guys put down women that sing, write, act, dance, and do all this amazing shit just because she's a woman. Like, are you that much of a dick rider? But I went into all that to talk about the guys before I got into why this topic is what it is. So now, enough about the guys. Let's get into the ladies. So let's start with the way that women are treated in the industry. Honestly, women have to fight. Like a lot. When I say this, I'm saying they can't afford to be mediocre, at least like how a lot of the guys are. And most of them can't afford to be mediocre. There are some people who have made it through the cracks. A lot of them are usually expected to be this amazing vocalist who can dance while also being kind and quiet, but they also must speak up and be noticeable. But also they can't do it too much, or they can't do too much, period, or be a whore. But they also have to be sexy and beautiful by society standards. Like, after hearing all of that sounds like a lot, right? But y'all give dudes like this awards for doing nothing? I can give you a list of female artists who have fought their way to the top and did everything in their power to get what they have now and still get disrespected on a daily basis or still get put down for absolutely no reason. And a lot of times don't get their flowers. And even when they got this spot, they still get a ton of hate. We have artists like Nicki Minaj, Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, Billie Eilish, Whitney Houston. Y'all stay disrespecting her. Y'all need to dial it back, because like the jokes are not funny. Britney Spears, her situation was tragic also. Rihanna, a whole, like, pause before I continue. That woman is a whole billionaire who I still see a lot of you men disrespecting, especially when you guys find out that she's pregnant. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you ever had a chance? Then you have somebody like Pink and Ariana Grande, Mary J. Blige, Brandy, who, I'm gonna be honest, with that whole Jack Harlow Brandy situation, very interesting. All I'm gonna say is interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And I see a lot of dudes act like Brandy's a nobody or like she's not the vocal Bible. Like, get it together. And we also have artists like Christina Aguilera or Lizzo. And that girl is so nice. Like, Lizzo is such a kind woman, and y'all just hate her for no reason. Like, that is so fucked up. And of course we have the icon herself, Beyonce. All these women have done some form of acting, dancing, singing, writing, performing, and or running their own business. Like, these women have been constantly setting new bars and highs in the industry. From Beyonce performing while spinning in the air, to Pink doing trapeze, like literally hanging from the ceiling while still singing.
There sitting in the garden, clutching my.
To even though it became a meme, but Lady Gaga, when she performed in Super Bowl, she literally jumped from the top and Spider-Man'd her way down. I mean, you can't make this shit up. And as for music, honestly, I've heard some of my favorite runs, lines, and lyrics from female artists. The industry has also had and has right now some of the most amazing writers that I've honestly ever seen. Like Victoria Monet, or Taylor Swift, or Missy Elliott, or Sia, or her. When I say her, I'm talking about her. I'm not just saying the words her. I think you guys should know that by now. Or Stevie Nicks, or Nicki Minaj, or Doja Cat. Like, honestly, this list can go on for quite a minute. Another thing that these women have been doing is setting up eras. Like, when I say eras, I mean they all have their own eras and setting up specific eras in the industry. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest. A lot of male artists don't really set up eras. They're not actually taking the time to sit down and put work into doing a 3 to 6 month era before dropping an album or while they're dropping an album. They usually just drop stuff randomly or do a quick collab and call that an era. And to that I say no. Some notable eras from these women are Beyonce's Formation era. Let's not act like we don't remember that entire era. Especially the whole Super Bowl situation. Oh, I remember she had the girls mad. They were pissed. Everybody. I was sitting there like, I'm with you, sister. But we also had Rihanna's Good Girl Gone Bad era, which, I mean, come on. That era was iconic. And also her Loud era. The Loud era spawned so many different songs that have been like, that just made history. Like, let's be real. We have Ariana Grande's Thank You Next era, which we already know that was a whole thing in 2018-19. That was a shift, okay? That was a cultural shift. We have Nicki Minaj's Pink Print era. You know, honestly, I think her Pink Print era was my favorite era. I think that era was just amazing. We also have Taylor Swift in her Red era. Taylor Swift has had a lot of different eras, but her Red era was my favorite. That was a really defining time in my childhood. And honestly, I feel like it was also something that just shot her into like this double stardom that was just out of this world. She was already a star, but that was something different. And hell, even Olivia Rodrigo recently with her Sour era. I thought that was cute. I think that was a cool era. It was a fun time, and it actually spawned a lot of memories. And I think it was great. All of these eras are extremely notable, and honestly, I feel like they are really iconic. And a lot of these women did wonderful things in these eras, setting new boundaries and raising the bar. Now, to a lot of people that are angry and probably typing right now, please stop. Let me explain. I'm not saying that all male artists have or always been bad or are bad. I'm just saying that recently, the females have really been holding it down, and they've been carrying everything in the industry for a good minute. Like, they're the ones that are expected to dance. They're the ones that are expected to sing. They're the ones that are expected to have these eras, to set up this like aesthetic for the summer or for the winter. Like, no matter what it is, they're the ones that are expected to do all of these things. And I never really see these expectations put on the males in the industry. And back in the day, I will say the males in the industry were killing it. Whether you had your Michael Jacksons, your Princes, your Luther Vandross, NWA. I mean, Tupac, Biggie, there were so many different people back in the day in the industry that were just killing it no matter what. I just personally feel like there is no excuse for a lot of these guys nowadays that just do nothing and they just get all this praise. I feel like it's lazy, and I feel like we're being complicit with the laziness. But I also feel like it's misogynistic to force all those expectations on women and not let them get that laziness. And I'm not saying we should let both sides get laziness. I'm saying if we're going to praise one thing, we can't be attacking the other. Like, we have to have the same expectations for both sides. And I honestly have not been seeing that. Especially a lot of the expectations that people have towards men is super low. Like, I seldom see tickets for male artists and think, oh, I gotta go see them. No. Like Kim Kardashian famously said,
"Get your fucking ass up and work."
So yeah, basically those are my thoughts on how I feel women have been carrying the industry and how I feel like women have been the ones doing mostly everything recently and for years actually. And honestly, I want to see men do more. And to all the women that have been doing it and killing the game, keep slaying. But I'm pretty sure many of you are already going to do this, but you can leave your opinion down below. I will be reading them. Be respectful. I'm watching. And also, if you guys have any, you know, hot takes, you know, let me know, because I have no problem, you know, talking to you guys and having interactions, because we are, if you are subscribed, you are officially a bestie. So me and you can have back and forth, we can have conversations, and I will definitely have no problem being like, you know, I see that, or, you know, somebody be like, oh, I point this out, or I can see this, this, and that, or I feel differently, and I'll be like, okay, I understand, because we're all entitled to our opinion, and that's fine. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it so much. Let's get on to the suggestions of the day before I end this video. My song suggestion of the day is Finally by CeCe Peniston. Or Peniston. But honestly, that song is really, really good. I love it. It was amazing. I've been listening to it nonstop, so I really think you guys should check it out. My movie suggestion of the day is Cocaine Bear. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that on YouTube, but yeah, I'm gonna call it CB. We're gonna say CB. That's what we're gonna say. But if you guys have not seen that movie, it is in theaters right now. It's a comedy movie. It's rated R. Please do not take children to see the movie. It is not for kids. But I think you guys should definitely check it out. It's a very fun movie. It's a good time. And my show of the week or day, I don't know why I keep saying week. Is it week or day? You guys decide that. But my show, the suggestion, is Vox Machina. I love season 1 so much. It's a D&D show. If you guys don't know, D&D is Dungeons and Dragons. So this is like a D&D like produced type show, like in that type of era and realm. And I'm about to start season 2. And honestly, I love season 1, so I think you guys should definitely check that out. It's a very fun show. It's a very good time, and it's something to watch with friends. It's basically just a feel good. But as I said, thank you guys again for watching. If you want to check out my second channel, which is Concert Critic, is linked in the description below. I do hope every single one of you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.